Okay, so I am the American werewolf, and I guess that means it doesn't take a genius for you to figure out that the werewolf is my favorite movie monster. Bearing this in mind, this story sort of has quietly slipped under the radar. It happened, dropped a few days ago, and I'm paying it attention. I haven't seen anybody else really cover it. And that is that it looks like they're going to be remaking The Wolfman again. Now, I am a fan of the 41 original with Lon Chaney. I think it is maybe the best werewolf movie of all time, with all the tragedy that you could handle and great performances, not just by Chaney, but by Bela Lugosi and by Claude Rains, who deserves just as much smoke as Karloff, Lugosi, Chaney. I mean, anybody associated with the Universal classics. And it's just a fantastic story, and it's just super creepy. And I love the set design and the spookiness. As he's sort of walking through the foggy woods, and I love the way that he strangles people. He doesn't really bite their throats out. It's just this man who just kind of pounces on you and just keeps strangling you. And then we got to, I have this old used copy of Joe Johnston's remake of The Wolfman, and with Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Blunt and Hugo Weaving. And this is a movie like Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's this movie that I want very much to like. And for a long time, I mean, you could see I own a copy. I would pop it in every 6 months saying, this is going to be the one time that I like it. I'm going to like it. And every time I got about halfway through, and I was like, yeah, this movie still sucks. I want to like it very much, but the story just isn't great. And the inconsistencies between the CGI and the practical effects and what they did with Anthony Hopkins, I thought it would have been much better if they had that Anthony Hopkins act instead of turning him into a CGI werewolf. If he had been the Claude Rains character of Sir John Talbot, the stiff British gentleman who just English gentleman who just refuses to see anything but his own point of view. And then, of course, leading ultimately, as it did in the original, with the tragedy of him having to kill his own son unknowingly, and then finding out, that he was wrong all that time. And that's kind of how the original Wolfman ends. I think it's maybe the best werewolf ending in all of that genre. But it looks like they're going at it again because God knows, we need more remakes and we need more reboots. I actually feel the exact opposite. We need original material. But let's get into it, and we'll talk about the rest of it later. And this is from Deadline. This dropped 4 days ago. And it says Christopher Abbott to star in Wolfman for Blumhouse and Universal, who just gave us The Exorcist beginning. So that should tell you everything you need to know. Replacing Ryan Gosling. And this is by Justin Kroll. And it says Christopher Abbott is set to star in Leigh Whannell's Wolfman for Universal Pictures and Blumhouse. The feature is set to be released on October 25, 2024. So it's about 10 months away. The project will mark Whannell's second monster movie and fourth directing collaboration with Blumhouse, having previously helmed the 2020 pick The Invisible Man. I didn't see The Invisible Man. I don't know. I've heard mixed things. So maybe I'll get around to it and give it a look. I have the distinct impression that I either wasn't going to be in it, well, I wasn't interested, but that if I do see it, I'm not going to like it. I could be wrong, but I'm usually not. Wolfman stars Abbott as a man whose family is being terrorized by a lethal predator. Okay. The film was written by Whannell and Corbett Tuck and Lauren Shuker, Blum, and Rebecca Angelo. Jason Blum is producing. Ryan Gosling, who was originally set to star, is executive producing with Ken Cow, Bia Sakara, and Mel Turner. Wolfman is a Blumhouse and Motel Movies production. Universal and Blumhouse have been on high on this specific monster IP for some time with Gosling, which would have been interesting if the script is tight. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second, with Gosling starring and Derek Cianfrance directing. Prior to the strike, both parted ways with the project, though Gosling remains an exec producer. Once the recent SAG-AFTRA strike ended, the project became a high priority for the studios, and given Abbott's ascension as a highly sought leading man, they were quick to bring him on. Abbott was most recently seen in the Searchlight Pick Poor Things, which I didn't see and I don't want to see, opposite Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo, and can be seen next be seen Sony and Marvel's Kraven the Hunter. I doubt I'll see that. Other credits include the Hulu series Catch-22 and Apple's The Crowded Room. And then we get into a bunch of who represents who, which I really don't care about. Like I said, I think we need original IPs. I think we need some original werewolf stories. Yeah, I don't think we need any more remakes. I have no interest in this. I'll probably go to see it simply to cover it for the channel, in the same way that I really didn't have any interest in The Exorcist Believer, and I went to cover that, and it was awful. But yeah, I hear this, and it means nothing to me. What do you think? Is this a good thing? Do we need more of the Wolfman? Maybe you think we do. Let me know what you think. Like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm getting closer to 500. Help me out. And I will see you all in the next video. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good one.